All right, welcome everybody to Sunday Funday Yoga for the People. I'm Libby, and I am the owner and operator of In the Hills, which is my basement yoga studio here in Rome, Georgia. I have a few of my students in the recording room with me this afternoon. So if you hear anybody else's voice pop in and ask a question, that would be one of them. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. It's always nice to have someone to teach to instead of just pretending like there's an audience out there. It helps me a little bit to know that somebody's there. Before we get going, a short disclaimer, please make sure that you are cleared by your physician before you begin any exercise program, including this one that you are about to participate in. And In the Hills and me, Libby Gore, are not responsible for any injuries. There is a full disclaimer listed in the description below. I gotta say this, I gotta start being a commercial here for a moment. I do accept donations for these classes. I can receive donations through Venmo and through PayPal. The information is in the description below. Yeah, I think that that's it. Oh, the best thing that you can do for me is like the video, share it if you will, and subscribe to my page. That helps me really more than anything. So today's Yoga for the People is all about functional movement. So we're just going to be taking our body through various postures to strengthen, stretch, lube up the joints, and get our bodies moving how they naturally should be moving for us. So not strict traditional yoga today, but functional movement yoga. So very reminiscent of what you're used to practicing in your yoga class. All right, let's start by just centering up here for a moment, coming to a nice tall position. Bringing a lift into the heart space, drawing the low ribs in to elongate the mid-back. Lifting from the base of the skull through the crown of the head. And you can close your eyes and just tune in to the movement of the breath. Pause for a moment. Don't try to be spiritual. Don't seek any particular state or feeling. Just become aware of this very moment. Drench in awareness. Infuse it with curiosity. If it's uncomfortable, let it be uncomfortable. If it's heavy, let it be heavy. If it's boring, let it be boring. Leave the moment fully untouched and let it touch you. And we'll bring our hands together at heart center. We'll inhale, reaching forward and up, and exhale, back down to the heart. Holding here to open our class with 3 ohms, taking an inhale. Ortho resonates within the heart space. All right, we are going to come on to our mats, and we will start by just opening up neck and shoulders a little bit before we move into some more of the down and dirty functional movement. So let's just start by taking a deep inhale, tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, letting the right ear drop toward the right shoulder. You can reach out with the left fingertips. What you don't want to do yet is let the chin drop down. Let's just have 3 breaths here. Or if you'd like a little bit more, you can hang the weight of the arm on the head, or you can flip your palm to open backwards and sweep that arm behind your low back, bending at the elbow. 2 more breaths here. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, do let the chin now fall toward the armpit so that the forehead is pointing more toward the right knee. You can reach up and over with the right hand, press the head into the hand, and then draw the head down further. But don't lose pressing the head into the hand as well. That's going to engage the back of the neck for you and help you stretch deeper. 2 more breaths here. Release the hand, and you can let the chin come all the way down to the center of your chest, and inhale back up to center, and we'll switch sides. Deep inhale. Exhale, left ear toward the left shoulder. Ooh, I've got some specialness in the right side of my neck there. It's amazing how sometimes you don't even know that you got crap going on until you start to open it, like, oh, that's very special. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Sorry, I can't be outside today. It's a yucky day here in the hills. Well, not yucky. I mean, it's raining. I like the rain too, but we don't have the birds to sing to us in the background today. Take an inhale. Exhale, let your chin fall toward your armpit. You can reach up and over with the left hand. Press the head into the hand and draw deeper down. Keep pressing the head into the hand. 3 breaths. So you just get my breath to listen to today and the echo of my voice. All right, release the hand, take an inhale, exhale, roll down toward the chest with the chin, so right in center here. And then I want you to draw a smile from shoulder to shoulder with your chin. So you're just going shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder. One more. Shoulder to shoulder, back to center, all the way up to neutral. Deep inhale, out and up with the right arm. Exhale, reaching across. So here, we don't want to let the hip come up with it. You want to press that sits bone down to get maximum opening. Try not to fold forward here, flexing in the spine. You want to spin the heart open. Inhale back up with the left arm. Exhale across. Inhaling up. Exhale over. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale up to center both arms. Exhale, twisting left, bringing the right hand across to the outside of the right knee. Now, personally, I like to flip my palm open so that the back side of my hand is pressing, because it helps me to press into that knee and torque my heart open more. So this left hand is just behind the hip. You don't want to recline back with it, so keep the fingertips nice and close to the hip, and I'm actively pressing in the hand into the back of my knee, or top of my knee, wherever it is. Y'all can see. Deep inhale. Exhale, sweeping across to the opposite side. Once again, I like to bring the palm open because it feels better in my shoulder than that motion. That feels better. And I'm actively pressing to get that twist, heart opening to the side there. One more breath. Deep inhale, tall as we unwind. Inhaling the arms out to the sides. Exhale, crossing right arm over the left, trying to cross above the elbows, bringing your forearms back to back. You may be here, and that's okay. If even here is not accessible to you, I want you to just hug around your shoulders and use your fingertips to try to split your shoulder blades. It's the same type of stretch as Garudasana arms, eagle arms. It's a little more accessible though. If you can though, with your eagle arms, I want you to reach back with that bottom left hand into the right palm and try not to let it pull your hand so that it's flat facing forward. You want to keep it in that side plane there. And we're going to inhale and lift up with the elbows. Try not to squeeze up through the shoulders though. Exhale, press the elbows as far down as they'll go. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale, pressing down. Inhaling up. Exhale, pressing down. Inhaling up. Exhale, down. One more. Inhaling up. Exhale, down. Come back to neutral. Unwind. Deep inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, cross left over right. Wrap it up or hug. And if you're hugging, you're just going to lift the elbows that way and then press them down. Wrap them up if you can. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press down. 4 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. We'll inhale, unwind, reaching out to a T, and we're going to supinate and pronate. This is going to be a fast movement, so don't feel like you have to inhale and exhale with every one. You would hyperventilate if you did that. So we're just going to start flipping each way. Supinate, pronate. Try to involve the shoulders. Let me show you that from the side. So if I'm not involving the shoulders, it's just the wrist flipping. That is not what I want. I want the shoulders opening and the shoulders tucking under. So open, tuck, open, tuck. Whew. Got a kink. There we go. So I want the whole arm involved here. No, I have not forgotten that we're still supinating and pronating. You'll learn a lot about yourself just holding your arms out to the sides and flipping them like this. Maybe things you never wanted to know. I think that my ladies that are in the room with me this afternoon, they've all been in a face-to-face class where we've done this. And I'm just up there talking away, and everybody starts looking at me like, does she realize we're still doing this? Woo! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Oh, roll that out a little bit. So yeah, just because I'm a yoga instructor, it doesn't mean that I don't feel this. It does not mean that I don't suck at some things in regards to yoga. And it doesn't mean that things don't burn in my body. That, I felt that, definitely. Okay, let's come on to hands and knees. So knees are beneath the hips. I like to position hands slightly forward from the shoulders and slightly wider from the shoulders. So I'll show you this from this side. So just, I mean, not like wide, just a hair wider than the shoulder, so you're not directly under. You're just a little bit wider here. Now, I want you to engage through your arms so that your arms are fully extended, and I want you to try to open your arm, not your armpit, your elbow pit forward. And all we're going to do is let it relax, or let your elbow pits look at each other, and then we'll press and open them forward. So this is a quick movement too. Try to stay extended in the arms. So we're just look forward, look forward, look forward, look forward. Like I opened us up with, if it's boring, let it be boring. It doesn't look like you're doing much here, but you are. You're definitely helping those joints to begin to warm. I can actually feel warmth coming into my elbows, my triceps, and my shoulders here. And releasing. Let's sit back on our heels and shake that out. So I tricked you here. We're actually going to stay on our knees for a moment. Didn't even see that coming, did you? So from here, we're going to shift our weight forward, bring our arms forward, fingertips to the mat, lift our knees and press back through our hips. And then we'll bring our knees back down and sit up. So reach, press, knees plant, sit upright. Reach, press, knees plant, up. Reach, press, knees plant, up. 3 more. Reach, press, knees plant, up. Reach, press, knees plant, up. Reach, press, knees plant, up. Now, turn the tops of your feet down and sit on your heels. Now, this is Vajrasana. When you come into this position, I'm backing up toward the camera. So, what normally happens when we sit on our heels is our ankles split and kind of splay out, and all of our weight just collapses down. This is not what we want happening in Vajrasana. We want to draw our inner ankles toward each other. Ooh, you should be able to feel that now in the shin meats working now. So instead of being collapsed down onto it, we're pulling those inner ankles in, and it firms our legs when we do that, and it gives us a little bit of a lift. So from here, let me get back on my mat because this won't feel good if I'm on the floor there. Okay, so from here, we're gonna lean back so that the knees get light and try to lift the knees. And then we're going to fold forward, turn our toes under, and try to balance, if we can, Apparently I did a terrific job of that one. Up to toe squat. So from toe squat, we're gonna press our knees forward and lean back against it. And then we'll come forward with our hands, turn the tops of our feet down, and lean back against it. So it's forward, toes under. Try to lean back and draw your knees up. And then we're gonna lean back and touch our knees down. Come forward, tops of the feet down. Lean back and lift the knees. Forward, toes turn under. Try to balance your way up to toe squat. Press your knees back down. Remember, lean against it for counterbalance. Turn the tops of the feet down. Sit back, squeezing those ankles in toward each other and lift the knees. One more of those. Forward, toes curl under. You're gonna lean back and try to balance up. Almost made it on that one to toe squat. Press forward with control. And then pick your knees up. Nice. Come forward onto hands and knees. You can stretch your legs back after that. And this is actually a functional movement here. Stretching one leg back, press through the heel, and you can bounce into it. By the way, anytime you come onto hands and knees, what I don't want you doing is collapsing into your belly and collapsing into your shoulders. You want to keep your navel and your low ribs lifted, and you want to keep engagement in the upper body so that it's strong and engaged. It's not collapsed and heavy feeling. And then we'll switch legs and just lengthen it back. And coming back to our tabletop position. Once again, the tabletop position is not here. It's here. It's lifted. Okay, so from this position, I'm going to go through a little vinyasa here through the spine. So we'll start by exhaling, tucking our tailbone under and pressing down through the palms to shoot the back side of the heart up to the ceiling. This is cat back. But also on the exhale, keeping this rounded spine, we're going to start reaching our hips back to our heels. We'll bring our elbows down to the mat and then inhale and shift forward, coming into an arched cow back until we can't go any further forward with our shoulders, and then lift our elbows up and press ourselves up to full cow back there. So with cow back, even though I'm arched in my spine, I'm not collapsed. I'm lifted, and I'm reaching my tailbone toward the crown of my head and pressing down through my palms. So let me show you what this looks like, and then we'll do a few rounds of it to really get in our groove with it. So that was an inhale coming here. So I exhale. Got it? Let's do a few of those together. So let's start here in neutral spine. Oh, by the way, set your hands so it's not so heavy in your wrist. You'll come up to your fingertips and press your way all the way back down. And that should leave a slight lift under your palm, and you should feel all those little muscles in your hands engage, which keeps you from sinking your weight into the heels of your hands, hurting your wrists. All right, make sure navel and low ribs are lifted. Back of the neck starts long. We'll start with an inhale. And then we exhale, cat back, tucking our chin and reaching our hips back to the mat. Bring your forearms down. Inhale, begin arching through your back until you can't go any further, and then lift your elbows and press yourself back up. Exhale, tuck under and reach back, forearms come down. Inhale, arch through and up. Exhale, tuck and press back, forearms come down. Inhale, snaking through and up. Exhale. Inhale. One more, exhale. And inhale. And then just come to neutral spine here. Turn your toes under, reset your hands if you need to. Take a deep inhale into your low back. Exhale, press back and up to your downward facing dog. You can go ahead and do a little bit of movements here in your dog. Same idea for your navel and low ribs and downward facing dog. I know it's hard to see because I have a t-shirt on. Let me pull it up a little bit. So what I don't want is collapsing here, collapsing right in my low back and rib cage. I want to be lifting them up and really reaching out of my shoulders, externally rotating across my shoulders, broaden across my upper back, and allow my scapula to wrap around my rib cage there and be engaged onto my back. So we're going to do those same movements that we just did on hands and knees. So from here, we're going to inhale and wave forward through our spine. So I'm going to tuck under. I'm going to initiate with a tuck forward of the pelvis, come up onto my tippy toes, and forward into a plank position. And then I exhale, bend my knees, and start reaching back and up with my tailbone to downward facing dog. So it's an inhale, wave forward. Exhale, lower, reach back, arch, and up. Exhale, wave forward. Bend, inhale, inhale, wave forward, exhale, back and up. Sorry about that. Do over on that one. Find your down dog. Inhale, tuck, wave forward. Exhale, bend, arch, and reach. One more. Inhale, tuck, wave forward. Exhale, bend, arch, and reach. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower your knees back to the mat. Sit back on your heels. Again, don't let them splay open and collapse. Keep them drawn in so that there's a lift and an engagement here. Shake that out of your wrists. And when I say shake it out, it's not floppy fish. It's vigorous. Like, I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'll try to get closer so you can hear. You should be able to hear it. I have no idea if that picks up on the microphone or not. Make it pop. From here, let's bring the backs of our palms. Okay, so palms are open toward you. I'm gonna rotate my palms inward. Keep rotating all the way around to bring the backs of my hands together, right at my heart. Don't squeeze your shoulders up. Keep them low and press into the backs of your hands here. One more breath. Release that. One more shake. That should actually feel pretty good. After the shaking and the pressing into the backs of the hands like that, mine feel pretty good. Okay, check and see if you've collapsed. If you have, try to press and sit. You can always, when we come into a kneeling position, you are always welcome to use a block. And a block can be nice if you're having trouble with the squeeze of the ankles. You can squeeze in on the block and sit back on the block. And if this is yucky on your knees, you can get a towel, or if you have an old tired yoga mat that you don't mind cutting up into pieces, this can be really nice to roll up and put right in the crease of your knees to create space in there. So if you have yuckiness in your knees with the kneeling, then try to accommodate. A towel or a blanket will work in that same manner. And if it's still yucky feeling, just come sit on your bum. You know, it's not a huge deal. All right, from here, we're gonna do some functional movement with Gomukhasana arms. So I'm actually gonna turn away from you for a couple rounds of this, and then I'll turn towards you so you can see what it looks like from both sides. So what we're going to do, we're going to simultaneously inhale up with the right arm and down with the left. We'll bend at both elbows and try to touch. And then we'll switch, inhale and exhale. And you can see my gimpy side here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Keep your low ribs drawn in. Don't let this collapse on you. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale. I'll show you what I mean by the collapsing with the ribs. It's letting your low ribs pop out here, and you can see it brings an arch into the back. We want to keep all of this drawn in and solid. So a few more to each side. I hear some snap, crackle, popping in my right gimp shoulder. It's getting stronger though. I'm working on strengthening. And then we'll inhale out to the sides and exhale, release down. Go ahead and come onto your belly. And with this next one, it is a shoulder stretch. So what I'd like for you to do is bring your right arm out to a goalpost. So let me just show you what that looks like if you're not familiar. The elbow comes straight out from the shoulder and my arm is in a 90-degree angle. So I'm straight out from the shoulder there. You're going to bring your left hand under your left shoulder. And you're going to press into the left hand to stack your left hip on top of your right. And then we'll exhale and roll that down. Inhale, press and stack. Exhale, roll down. 3 more like that. Inhale, press and stack. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, press and stack. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, press and stack. Exhale, roll down. This time we're going to inhale, press and stack. I want you to bend the top knee and touch the toes down behind you, and then lift. Touch and lift. 3 more. Touch and lift. Touch and lift. Last one. Touch and lift. Come back to stack. Roll back down. We'll go straight into the left arm. Come to a goalpost. Right hand under your shoulders. And we'll press into the right hand to stack the hips on the inhale. Exhale, roll back down prone. Inhale, press and stack. Exhale, roll down. 3 more. Inhale, press and stack. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, press and stack. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, press and stack. Pull the low ribs back. Exhale, down. This time we're going to press and stack and hold. We're going to bend the top knee and open that hip, and we'll touch down and lift and pull up. Touch down and pull. Touch down and pull. 2 more. Touch down and pull. This is to make you forget about what's going on in your shoulder. Touch down and pull. I'm tricky like that. Lengthen out and roll back down. I'm going to show you this from the front. I want you to take a wide fingertip stance with bent elbows. From here, you're going to wrap your shoulders onto your back and use your back muscles to lift. You can even lift your fingers, and when you can't go any further, give a little bit of a push. Exhale, come down. I've got my fingertips off the mat, so I'm gonna inhale, lift, little push. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. That's 3. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. 4 more. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. Our groceries are being delivered, so if y'all hear the dogs go crazy, that's it. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. We're so lucky to have friends that take care of us during this time. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, lift and push. Exhale, down. Whoo! That's a lot more challenging than it looks like it is. I probably should have shown y'all one of those from the sides. I mean, you can do another one if you want to, but this is what that looks like from the side. I lift with my back muscles and my belly muscles, and then I give a little push just to start edging my limit a little bit. I want to use the back muscles. I don't want to start pushing. That's not doing anything for my back. That's all in my arms. But if I use those back muscles and engage as I come up, I can give that little extra push with the hands to kind of stretch my limit a little bit, if that makes sense. Okay, from there, we're going to take a static seal pose. So same type of position. You're still on your belly, but this time I want the hands so that the fingers are pointing outward, and start with the bent elbows low to the mat here. And you're going to inhale, draw your shoulders onto your back as if you're tucking your shoulder blades down into your back pockets as you press into your hands and extend your arms. I'll show you this from the side as well. By the way, if you feel any tinginess in your low back, you come down some. Don't stay up there with pain in your back. So I start here for seal pose. I'm going to start by engaging wrapping my shoulder blades onto my back, and I'm tucking, 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 tucking. Where you don't want to be with your cobra, your upward facing dog, your seal pose, your sphinx pose is here, collapsed. I'll show you that from the front. You don't want to be here. This is bad. This is not doing anything good for you. You want to be tucking and lifting and pulling your heart forward, trying to draw that arch into your thoracic spine. And I'm pressing down through my hands. My arms are engaged here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Lower down. And you can press yourself back into a child's pose. And maybe wiggle your hips side to side. I promise we are going to stand up today. I just looked at the time like, oh my gosh, we haven't even come up yet. Yeah, I got some good standing stuff. And Donna, I've got something that you're going to love. Donna is one of the students in the room, and one of her favorite poses is pigeon pose. Well, I don't know if it's her favorite, but she does it every day to keep her hips healthy. And I'm going to show her some newness and show you some newness with pigeon pose. All right, so you can go ahead and help yourself up from there. We'll go ahead and, well, no, we're not going to move into the pigeon pose yet. We haven't warmed up quite enough for that yet. Okay, one more shoulder thing before we start moving into more into our hips. So you're going to come onto hands and knees again. And this is, traditionally, it's going to look a lot like threading the needle. But it's more of a functional movement style of that posture. Again, here on hands and knees, we can set our hands, and what we don't want to do is collapse. We want to be lifted here. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to inhale out and up with the right arm as you, what's the word I'm looking for? Swivel. You're going to swivel your left shin to the left, almost as if you're lifting into a supported side plank position, Vasisthasana, but it's bent leg. So I started here, and I'm gonna just open up to here, and I'm reaching back, really trying to stretch across the chest. And then on the exhale, I'm gonna turn back to my hands and knee position, go through, but I'm gonna go back. Instead of just coming straight across my body like I normally do with thread the needle, I'm gonna come back on a diagonal all the way down to the shoulder. So it's an inhale up and open, exhale through and diagonal. Inhale up and open, exhale through and diagonal back. 3 more. Inhale up and open, exhale diagonal back. Inhale up and open, exhale diagonal back. Last one on this side. Inhale up and open, exhale diagonal back. And then we'll come back to starting position. I'll show you this one, or this side from this viewpoint, so that maybe you can understand it better if you're having difficulty. So, switching to the left hand, it's going to look like my right hand in the camera. I just did my right hand though, since I wasn't facing the camera. I didn't think about mirroring. So, we'll start by inhaling up and open. So you saw that shin swivel to the side to stabilize me. And then we exhale back down to start and diagonal back. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, diagonal back. 4 more. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, diagonal back. 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 And then coming back to our starting point to move even more into our hips from here. So we're going to, from here, turn our toes under. Once again, we're lifted, not collapsed. Take an inhale into our low back. And exhale, press back and up to our downward facing dog. Making any movements here that feel good to you. I forgot to bring my blanket downstairs. I'll have to grab a new blanket for my knees here in a moment. Not quite yet though. From here, you're gonna inhale up, back and up with the right leg, 3-legged dog. You can wrap that hip open, bend at the knee, and draw that heel toward the opposite butt cheek. And then we'll come back forward. We'll wave forward through our spine, pull that knee up into our chest, and then hinge the foot forward for lunge. And you can touch down with the back knee. Okay, so this has put us in a low lunge position, Anjayasana. So my hips are forward of my back knee, but I am tucking forward. I'll come up onto my knee to show you. So instead of being here, collapsed down into it, I'm tucking and pulling back with my low belly to protect my low back. Pardon me. Excuse me. All right, so from here, I am going to inhale here. I'm going to exhale and I'm going to fold forward over that front thigh. I'm going to keep my chest in contact with this thigh. I'm going to inhale and shift my weight back and flex through my front foot and try to balance. And then exhale, fold over the front leg. Okay, so I'll take you back through that. You're going to keep your chest on your thigh for the moment. You're going to inhale and lift and reach. Exhale, shift your weight forward to come to bent front knee. And then inhale and rise. Exhale, chest to thigh. Here's the tough part. Inhale, shift your hips back, straighten your front leg, and flex your foot. Exhale, release your spine over the leg. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, chest is still in contact with the thigh as you bend. Inhale up to Anjayasana. Whoo, we got 2 more of those. Exhale, chest to the thigh. Inhale, shift the hips back to straighten the front leg. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, shift to bend. Inhale, rise. 1 more. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, shift hips back, straighten the front leg, flex. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Stay here. I want you to drop your right hand down to the mat, or If you're having trouble reaching, use a block here. And we're going to inhale out and up with the left arm and over. And we breathe here. Two more breaths. We'll inhale up, exhale, release, shift that leg back, and press your hips back to your heels, child's pose. Breathing here for a rest. One more breath. My nose is starting to run for some reason. That last work made my nose run. All right, from here, coming, ooh, I can feel that. Coming back up on the hands and knees. Reset your hands slightly forward, slightly wider than the shoulders. Fingers spread nice and wide, good engagement. Turn your toes under, take a deep inhale into your low back. Exhale, press back and up to your downward facing dog. Take a moment here to compare your sides. I'm certain there's a difference after all that work we just did with the hips. Couple more breaths. And then we'll move into the three-legged dog, opening of the hip before we step forward to do all that on the other side. All right, we'll inhale back and up with the left leg this time, three-legged dog. Open the hip, you can bend at the knee and start reaching the heel toward the opposite butt cheek. And then we'll come back to center, shift forward, draw that knee up into the chest, and then hinge the shin forward to come to lunge. And you can lower down with your back, right knee, top of the foot to the mat here. Okay, now I need to set this because I'm pretty collapsed. I need to tuck and pull my navel back and let that bring me up. All right, so I'll remind you, we inhale up to Anjayasana. We exhale to bring our chest forward onto our bent leg thigh. Then we inhale and shift the hips back to straighten through the front leg with the chest still on the thigh if possible. By the way, I didn't say and then we shift back forward or fold and then shift back forward. I didn't say this on the other side, but if at any moment during this little sequence you need to put your hands down for balance, don't hesitate. I mean, you know, it's nice to strengthen, but if it's causing you to fall out of a position or it's hurting or anything like that, there's no sense in that. So if you need to touch the fingertips down or use a block, feel free. You can get a lot from just doing that, okay? It's not quite as strengthening, but it's a lot. Okay, so let's start. Pelvis tuck, navel drawn back, hips sinking forward of the back knee. So you should feel that nice opening beginning to come into the right hip, the back leg hip. All right, here we go. We're going to inhale up with the arms. We've got 5 of these. Exhale, lengthen through your spine as you fold your chest forward onto the thigh. Here's the tricky part. We inhale and shift the hips back to straighten through the front leg and flex the front foot. And then we exhale and release our spine over the way. Inhale, come back up, chest still on the thigh. Exhale, bend the knee to shift. Inhale, rise. That's 1. Exhale, chest to the thigh. Reach. Inhale, shift the hips back. Lengthen and flex. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, shift to bend the knee. Inhale, rise. 3 more. Exhale, fold. Inhale, shift to lengthen and flex. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, shift to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. 1 more. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, whoop, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, collapse. No. Exhale, take a child's pose. My goodness. All right. Help yourself up into your squat. Here we go. So, if when you come into full squat here, your heels are lifted, that doesn't mean anything about you except that you probably either have an ankle structure that's never going to allow you to have your heels on the floor, or you have tight tendons, tight Achilles tendons back there. So if that is the case, if that's the boat that you're in, you can either take that same cut piece of mat or rolled up blanket that you might have used earlier. And what you can do is shove it up under your heels for support. You want to have your heels supported either way. So either bring the floor up to your heels or let your heels settle all the way down to the floor. Either way it works. All right, so we're just going to start by dropping our left shoulder down to the inside of our left knee and bringing our right hand to the inside of our right knee. And we're going to inhale and push the right knee open and exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. 3 more. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. And press. And release. And press. And release. Let's switch sides. So I'm going to drop my right shoulder down to the inside of my right knee and bring my left hand to the inside of my left knee. And I'm going to press and open that hip. And you maybe even can look up over that shoulder and open the heart and then release. Press and stretch open and release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. 3 more. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. I don't know if that was 2 or 3. We better do 1 more for good measure. Inhale, press. Exhale, release. And if it was 11, 11's a great number, so you know you can't go wrong with that one. All right, hands to the heart or fist in the center here. If you need to bring your hands down to balance during this one, feel free. But try to build up your strength and endurance here. We're going to inhale and open back with the right knee. So all I've done is rotated onto the outer arch of the foot. And then I'm going to exhale and reverse it by coming onto the inner arch and touching the knee down. And then I'll come back to center and move to the left. Open left, close left. Open right, close right. Woo, open left, close left. Open right, close right. Open left, close left. Open right, close right. Open left, close left. One more each side. Open right, close right. Open left, close left. Bring your hands down, forward. You'll take an inhale and you'll exhale. Shift your weight into your hands, lengthen, and shift back to your heels and try to lift the balls of your feet. So we'll rock back onto the balls of the feet, lift our heels, and drop our bum into squat. Then we'll shift forward onto our hands and toes, lift, rock back onto our heels and lift the fronts of our feet. Rock back to the balls, lift the heels, drop our bums to squat. Shift onto the hands, toes, lengthen, shift back to the heels, lift. Here we go. One more of those. Drop our bums, shift to the hands, lengthen, rock back to the heels, lift, and then just stay here in your forward fold. You can let your head go. Shake yes, shake no, just tractioning the spine here. So what you don't want happening in your forward fold is your shoulders squeezing up. You want to keep some space. Probably can't see that because my shirt's choking me. There we go. You can keep a soft bend in the knees as well here. Just letting the spine traction. All right. Now, heel toe your way to a wide stance. And we're going to start with our feet parallel, maybe even slightly pigeon-toed here. Take a bend in your knees, bring your hands to your thighs to crawl yourself up to center here. Oh gosh, the time. No, I've got so many other wonderful things to share. Another day, another time. In the words of Willy Wonka, so much time and so little to do. Stop, reverse that. All right. Yes, I do love the sound of my own voice. I'm just kidding. All right, we're gonna start by just shifting side to side, down side to side. Not going too deep, especially with the feet in this position. With the feet parallel, you don't want to lunge too deep like that. That'll tear your knee up, and nobody wants that. Okay, so on this next time that you bend to the right, I want you to rotate onto your left heel to point your toes straight up, and then come back to center and do the same thing in the other direction. So we're just making this a little more of a twist now, if that makes sense. We're moving toward Skandasana, which I also know thrills Donna. She's the master at Skandasana. For those of you that are gym folk, you will know that as Cossack squat. Very strengthening for the hips. And by the way, I am not a master at Skandasana, so you'll probably watch me do it and go, What is she doing leading people into this? I can make it happen, but it's not the best by any means. Okay, the next time you shift right, I only want you going as low as you can keep it controlled. But maybe you can go all the way down, sit your bum down, bring that right knee in like we practiced in squat a moment ago. Open back up. It's not going to happen for me on this side. It may happen on the other side. But you may have enough strength to push yourself back up. I can't do it on this side. So I'm going to use my hands to give me a boost back up, I think. And then I'm going to come back up to standing. You can use your hands on the ground if you need to. And I'm going to come right over to the left, sit, close it off, open it up. I said I could do it on this side. Oh, there it is. And shift, squat, sit, close, open, boost yourself if you're Libby, change sides, shift, sit, close, open. Oh, I'm not going to touch this freaking mat. I gotta get it. Oh, push through my heel. There we go. Shift and sit. And what's crazy is I've discovered it's my right hip, which is my dominant side. It's my right hip that is weaker. All right, come back to straight legs and just come into the center here. And you can walk your fingertips back more in line with your toes. You'll take a deep inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend into your elbows, press down into your hands and push forward to come forward into Prasarita Padottanasana. Don't let your shoulders come up. Press them away. Just hanging out here. Releasing tension from the neck and shoulders. Now, I want you to crawl your hands forward so that the wrists are under shoulders. Bend into your knees. Draw your heels in so that your toes are pointing open. Bring your hands to the insides of your knees. And then I want you to press open and lengthen through your spine. I'll show you this from the side. So I crawled up here, I was here with the arms bent. I press open on the knees and then extend my arms. And I'm kind of in a balanced state here, like it's not an enormous amount of effort for me to be here because I'm using the structure of my arms to kind of hold my body weight up right now. And I'm just gonna shift. So I'm getting a deep stretch in the groin. And I am letting my shoulders come up here. I'm not, I mean, I guess you could push them down. It's probably better that you do, but this kind of feels good. I'm not squeezing them up, I'm just not pressing them down. I should probably be there. It looks better on camera to be there. So. And that's all that matters when you're a yogi is how you look, right? Just kidding. By the way, if you're out in YouTube land and you don't know me, I am a huge jokester. Don't take anything I say seriously, or most of anything I say. All right, come up, tuck under. So we're now in goddess squat, which mine leaves much to be desired. We want to tuck under and come with a straight back. We don't want to be here. I want to be tucked and straight, and then straighten through the legs. And if you want to be annoying, you can hop into the center, or you can heel toe your way back in. I just stepped onto a piece of paper and almost did an unplanned straddle split. I'm glad that that was not on camera. That would have been bad. Okay, here we go, Donna Pigeon. So you do need a block or something that is firm, that is about this height, your block on the low height. We're gonna come down to our mats. My God, I've got to be so quick with this. We're gonna bring the block on low, and I'm going to come into pigeon pose with the block supporting the very bottom part of my right butt cheek and the upper part of my right thigh. So I'm gonna step my right knee forward behind the base of my right thumb, and then I'm going to draw my front shin forward. Let me show you this from this angle here. So I step my right knee forward, and then I'm going to draw my right shin across, I'm sliding on my papers, across my mat, and I'm going to help it. I want to bring it into a 90-degree angle, and I want to flex my right foot. And then I'm going to bring my block under my right thigh to support me so that I can sit up tall. So I'll show you this from the side as well. Donna, I can hear your thoughts. She's thinking, this is easy, Libby. Just wait. There's more. Okay. So here's our, not quite there yet. There we go. Nice and supported so that I don't feel like I'm teetering here. Now, with this next hip strengthener, it will be easiest if you keep your arms behind you, medium if you keep your arms right around your chest, very, very difficult if you reach your arms overhead. Libby's going to hang out in medium zone here today. So we'll take a deep inhale, tall through the crown of our head. Exhale, draw your navel back and fold down to your thigh. Oh, inhale, come back up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, back up. 3 more. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Last one, exhale, fold. Inhale up. And release. So before we move over to the other side, this is going to be the last thing before we come down and get ready for Shavasana. I will do it on the other side too, but this will be our last posture on this side. So I want to come into 90-90-90 with my right leg being my back leg. So let me show you 90-90-90 from an angle there, 90-90-90 from the front. Okay, so the reason it's called 90-90-90, well, the reason I call it that, that's not usually what people call it. But if you look down at your legs, you've got a 90-degree angle in your front leg. You've got 90 degrees between your front thigh and your back thigh, your side thigh. And then you've got a 90-degree angle in your back leg. And so a lot of your weight's going to want to dump over onto that front hip. And that's okay for right now. So once again from the side, because this is a side posture that you need to see. So both of my feet are flexed here. Now, the higher up you sit, the taller you sit, the harder this is going to be for you. And it does not look like you're about to do much, but you will feel it. I'm going to start by bringing my weight forward, so hinging a little bit forward, putting my hands on my front knee. Now, I'm not pushing down. I'm just trying to get some of the weight off this back hip. Because what I'm going to do with this back ankle is lift and lower. Oh, just got a cramp. There we go. I talked it up too much and it cramped up on me. All right, lift and lower. That's 2, 3, 4. Woo. The more forward, God, it's cramping on me. The more forward you lean, the less intense this will be. 5, we got 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, all right. Left side, and then we're done. All right, so I'm gonna turn this way. So we start by stepping our left knee forward to the base of the left thumb. Then we're gonna walk the shin across, and you can help it because it needs to be in that 90-degree angle. And we're gonna bring the block under our left thigh to support our posture here. Okay. So we're sitting up tall with this one. Once again, if you have your arms back, it's still intense, but it's a little less than if arms are centered, or certainly arms overhead are going to offer you the biggest bang for your buck. If you want to go there, be my guest. Once again, I'm going to live in middle land here. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold. Inhale up. Exhale, that's 2. Inhale up. Exhale, 3. Inhale up. Exhale, 4. Inhale up. Exhale, 5. And up. If we had time, we would have done 10 of those. But for the sake of time, we'll stop there. And so this time, with deer, you want the left knee being your back leg, because that's the one you're going to be lifting. That's the one that's going to be getting the treatment. So look down at your legs. Make sure you've got 90, 90, 90. Remember, the more you lean forward onto that front leg, the less intense it's going to be in that back hip. So the more upright you sit, the more intense. And 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I'm cramping up so much today. 4, 5, 6. That's a small, the main part that you're feeling that in 7 is tensor fascia lata, TFL. It's a very important hip muscle, but it's weak on most people. Last one. Oh. All right. We didn't get to half of what I have planned, but it's all good. Come down onto your backs. And we're just going to do a little bit of functional movement twisting. So it'll feel a little different than what we're used to. Arms out to the sides. We'll start knees bent at 90 degrees and let them both fall over to the right. And then you can open the left back up and swing across to the left. So you're leading with the top leg, and when it can't lift and open anymore without bringing the other one with it, that's when you let the other leg lift up and come with. So you want to go as far as you can, opening and spreading, and then let the bottom hip come up and fall. Should feel good. A couple more side to side. And I'll do one last one. And then you can come into center. You can hug your knees in. If you need a little bit of low back release, bring your hands by your hips and just kind of rock your hips up. That'll give you a nice release in your low back. It is a little bit of core work, but not, you know, a ton. Just kind of lifting the hips off the mat here. Kind of a baby plow pose position. You don't really go all the way into it. And relax down. Ooh. Lengthen your legs away from your body. Extending, let the feet flop open to the sides, how they naturally want to do. Hands come palms up out to the sides of the body. You can take up as much space as you'd like. I do want you to draw your shoulder blades up under you so that you feel your heart open up. You will have an arch in your low back, but it's the natural curve of the back there. And you can equalize the distribution of your weight between your hips and your shoulders. Close your eyes. And let go. Letting go, I whisper. It's okay to release. Letting go, my body says back to me, thank you. Letting go, I find a silence and a stillness so sweet. Letting go, I feel my body welcome in peace. This feeling of centeredness, groundedness, and ease becomes available anytime I'm willing to let go and welcome release. sound of the bell enters into your awareness, let it bring with it an awareness of your surroundings, beginning to deepen your breath and turn your senses outward once again. Slowly begin to bring movements back into your body, starting with fingertips and toes, hands and feet, wrists and ankles, arms and legs, whole body making movements that feel good to you. And when you're ready, make your way over onto your right side using your arm or blanket as a pillow. Remaining there for just a couple of breaths, allowing all weight off the heart. And then you can help yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. We'll end where we began. I invoke favor, peace, and prosperity upon each of us this day. May we experience full restoration, nothing missing, nothing broken. That which has been taken from us, physical and not, may be returned to us sevenfold. And that which was once broken in our lives, bodies, minds, or spirits, may it be mended like new. May all beings be happy, healthy, and free, and may we practice with patience and know much peace. Namaste. Thank you to each of you ladies that joined in for the recording, and thank you to all of you out in YouTube land that made it through the whole sequence here. Namaste, everybody.